Good evening and welcome to SmackTalk Social Media Awareness Campaign Parent Webinar Series. This is hosted by Arkansas Department of Education, DESE Research and Technology Division, and we're so excited to have you this evening. Tonight we'll be joined with Ebony Mitchell, Miss Arkansas 2022, and she will be presenting on online presence and social media safety. Please be sure to mute your mic. We will have opportunity for question and answers at the end of her presentation. And at that time, if you would like to unmute or use the chat to ask her questions, you're more than welcome. We'd also like to address or let you be aware of our SmackTalk resources for students, teachers, and parents at smactalk.info. Upcoming parent webinars that we are planning to have are December 5th with the Office of Attorney General Leslie Rutledge on the topic of parent guidance on latest apps and online safety. January 9th, 2023. I haven't turned over to a new year yet, but 2023 with Connor Hagan, former FBI agent, and his topic is sextortion. On February 6, 2022, we plan to have Scott Augenbaum, the author of The Secret to Cybersecurity, A Simple Plan for Protecting Your Family and Business from Cybercrime. His topic is yet to be determined. I'd like to introduce to you guys today Ebony Mitchell. She is the daughter of Helene Angola of Harrison. She is a 2022 graduate of John Brown University, where she received her Master's of Health Administration. Ebony received her Bachelor's of Business Administration degree from the University of Central Arkansas in 2019. During her year as Miss Arkansas 2022, Ebony will make appearances across our natural state, promoting her personal platform of a responsible digital you. We are grateful for the partnership that Ebony has graciously provided to the DESE Research and Technology Initiative SmackTalk, and in particular, her gift of time to share with us this evening at this SmackTalk Parent Webinar event. In this webinar, Ebony will share her personal platform. Thank you, Ebony.
Thank you. Let me go in with mine. Okay. There we go. Okay, yes. Hi, everyone. My name's Ebony. I am super excited to be here. So I had the opportunity to partner with the Department of Education and specifically this group with SmackTalk because we align with our views and what we care about, which is keeping children safe online. So if you don't know anything about the Miss America organization, each local candidate, as well as each state title holder, has something that they will advocate for an entire year. And it could be anything. So it could be about bullying, about the Humane Society, really about anything. And mine's about online safety and keeping kids safe online. So what I've done is throughout the past almost 6 years now, I've been trying to partner with people within the state of Arkansas, within my community, and really spread the word about online safety and awareness. So through all that and through competing in the organization, I have come up with my social impact, which is called A Responsible Digital You. And it is a public platform that I'll take with me all the way to Miss America and beyond. So I am so excited to share it with you today. And I thought I would start with my story and how I even got here in the first place. So I got social media at a very young age. I think I was in the 8th grade at the time when I got my first Facebook account. And Instagram was on the come up, but it was still mainly just Facebook at the time. Me and all my friends had it, especially me and my best friend, Emily. So at the time, again, we were in the 8th grade. We were about 13 to 14 years old. And my mom knew nothing about Facebook or any social media platform. So that's where this happened. So me and my friend Emily met people online that we were talking to, and we didn't think anything of it. We didn't think it was wrong because we just didn't know. We weren't informed about the dangers that were present to us online. And we found someone that we both really wanted to be friends with. And we thought that this guy was also someone who was in 8th grade, 13 to 14 years old. And we were excited because we were making new friends. And he was really interested in my friend Emily. And at the time, we thought it was really fun. And she was super interested in it as well, until it started getting a little too personal. And he would ask questions like, how old are you? What's your address? When can I come visit you? When can I come pick you up? What's your phone number? Let's hang out in real life. And although she was flattered and I thought it was really cool, we did get a little bit worried because we weren't used to this, because we're used to seeing people at school in person. So we got her family involved and her parents. And it turns out that it wasn't a 13 to 14-year-old boy, but it was somebody who was in their 30s to 40s. So that was our first interaction with an online predator. And it was really traumatic to watch her go through that, but it was even more traumatic for her to go through that herself. So from this moment, I knew that there were so many things out there on the internet, online, especially with social media, that are harmful to kids like us who just didn't know the signs and who just didn't know what to look for. So this is how it happened for me. And this is how this all came about and all came to fruition of helping people be safe online, because I know that it could end up saving a life. So that's what I do throughout my time as Miss Arkansas when I go to schools, which I do about every single day, and speak to different age groups about how to stay safe online, from kindergartners all the way up to college students. So that is how this all happened. But when we talk about social media, the reality of it is there are so many predators out there online that are looking for children, just like they looked for my best friend Emily and I. So in the midst of meeting and becoming something more with a child, there are over 600,000 of these online every single day. And the scary part is it's not just in the bigger cities like New York City or Chicago, but it's happening in smaller cities like Greenbrier, Arkansas, and Harrison, Arkansas. And when I do a lot of work with a lot of pretty cool people in the state, I went to the Cyber Crimes Unit of Arkansas, which is above the Arkansas Attorney General's office. And I'm from Harrison, Arkansas. That's my hometown. And when I was there, he showed me a hard drive that he was downloading from an incident from the city of Harrison. So it just shows that this stuff isn't only happening in the big cities, but it's happening in our hometowns, right in our backyard, which is extremely scary. And like it says here in a survey, 16% of teenagers are willing to meet up with someone they met online, which is terrifying, because if my friend Emily would have met up with that person, it could have gone a whole different direction than it did. And then only 8%
Hey,
of the
Ebony,
yes.
I hate to interrupt you, but I think what is showing is ready to share, but we're not seeing.
No, okay. Let
Yeah,
me
so if you
back.
want to stop share and try again and see if maybe it'll show.
Yes, let me start over here. Where are we? One sec. Okay. It was working so good earlier. Okay, we're gonna try this one and see if it works. Okay, can we see this one?
Yes, we can see this.
Is this good? Okay.
This is perfect.
All right. Are we on the reality screen? Okay, perfect. So
Sure.
sorry about that. We love technology. Okay, so backtracking to what I was talking about, again, 8% of people will actually meet up with their online predator, which is still a huge number, given how many there are, over 600,000. So it's really scary. And this is why I knew it was so crucial to start this initiative about 5 years ago and take it with me throughout my time competing, because I have a larger platform now that I can reach more people and hopefully save more lives. But there are many positives to social media as well. It's not all bad. So as we learned during the pandemic, we are teaching online more than ever as well. So learning on social media can occur. Things that are posted can be super helpful and not all bad. So kids are reading articles online, asking questions, replying to posts, watching video tutorials. I know kids love that. Speaking with their friends and also discussing topics with other people. And as teachers and as educators, we are looking to online sources to help us as well. So social media is not always a bad thing, but it can also be a really, really great tool. So go back. But there is a balance. So how do we find the balance between good and bad? And I think it starts with us, and it starts with educating people about the positives of social media as well as the negatives of it, so we can stay safe online. And it really starts with the parents and teaching children how to be safe online in the first place so that they don't get caught in that bad situation like my best friend Emily did. So with all this happening throughout my lifetime, and then just learning about social media, this is when I created a Responsible Digital You, which is all about teaching children how to stay safe online. And throughout my time with this, I've gotten to do a lot of really, really cool things. And part of this has been creating my website, which was started in 2017. It's really about digital citizenship awareness within Arkansans, and especially with our younger children. And with this, my main goal was to work as a state to figure out how we can keep children safe online and what we can do. So if you go to my website, which I'll link it somewhere, and I'm sure that we can put it out there somewhere. But if you go there, you'll find a lot of tips and tricks on how to be safe online, as well as some statistics, photos, and then my contact information if you need anything, because I've been studying this stuff for a really long time. So it helps whenever parents or teachers have questions about it. I also have been partnered with the Office of the Attorney General for quite some time. So they also care a lot about keeping children safe online, which is fantastic. So through this, there are coloring and activity books that I give out to our younger children, ages anywhere from kindergarten to about third or fourth grade. And these help them have fun, staying engaged while also learning about social media. And with this partnership, I've been able to distribute online safety materials to every county in the state of Arkansas. And the really cool thing about it is it's all completely free. So if you're interested in having any of these materials, you can contact the Arkansas Department of Education and they'll send you as many as you want, which is incredible. There are also internet activity books for our older kids. This is usually for middle school age children. That way it's something a little more mature other than coloring, but they can still stay engaged and learning about staying safe online while also having fun at the same time. So my teachers have really loved these, because if you have some dead time in class, then this is a really good option to teach children how to be safe online while also giving them something to learn about. Because this will come in handy as they grow older and as they're getting those cell phones and smart devices. There's also assets for our parents too. So if you're unsure about how to start the conversation of being safe online, but you know that it's important and it's vital, there are resources for you out there as well. And again, these are all free from the Office of the Attorney General. And I've been distributing these for about 2 years now. And it's really helped because it shows you how to start early with that conversation of talking to your children, and then how to initiate the conversation, because sometimes it can be a little weird talking to your children about something that they might understand a little bit more than you just because they're technology savvy. But that doesn't mean that you have to be on the outskirts. And it actually helps so much more if you understand the platforms that they're using while they're on them as well. That way, you know the ins and outs just like they do, and you don't have to ask them questions about how to use Instagram. So just like I was explaining earlier, all of these resources are completely free, which is incredible because this is something that will continue to be prevalent throughout our lifetime and the next lifetime after that. But all of these are through the Office of the Arkansas Attorney General. The Federal Trade Commission also has resources, as well as the FBI. And I know Kirsten talked about having Connor on as a different seminar, and he has helped again so much. So he will be telling you about those resources as well. And then again, the Department of Education with Smack Talk. There are so many things and so many groups of people who are doing incredible things to bring awareness to this issue. So there are so many people out there to help you, and that's what we want to do. So I talked a little bit about my partnerships and about the really cool things I've been able to do. And one of those is with the Office of the Attorney General. So when I talk about bringing in these resources to children's schools or to different organizations that I go to, this is what it looks like. So not only are you giving kids something for them to have in their hands that they can keep forever, but you're also teaching them about a crucial topic like online safety, because these children that I talk to, and I go to schools almost every single day, and I speak to a lot of kindergarten classes, and I ask them who has a cell phone, and almost all of them raise their hand, and they're only 5 and 6 years old. So teaching them about staying safe online and being responsible online at a young age kind of excites them, which is cool because it's something that's so crucial. But they have supplied me with these resources so that I can take them and teach the next generation about how to be safe online so that they're not caught in a bad situation like my friend Emily was. And then, of course, we have the Department of Education and DESE and Smack Talk and all of their great things. This is me, Mr. Ray Girdler, when we first started this journey together. But because of the Department of Education and specifically this group, I've been able to reach every single library media specialist in the state of Arkansas. That way, if they need information or if they're interested in getting some of the resources, then I'm able to do that for them. And I can point them in the right direction, because it's so important that we are giving the option to teachers and the media specialists on how to teach kids and how to get these resources in their hands or in the hands of parents. And so before I kind of wrap up here, I always like to talk about this story because it's so jarring. It's tragic, but it's so informative in so many ways. So if you don't know who Casey Woody was, she was a really, really beautiful young girl in Greenbrier, Arkansas. So this is just in my backyard. I live in Conway, so it's literally about 10 minutes down the road. But Casey Woody, I think she was about 13 years old when she also met an online predator, just like me and my friend Emily. The same situation happened. She met somebody online that she thought was somebody else. It turned out not to be them. But this time, instead of getting the parents involved, she actually met up with this person and he came and picked her up, and it led to the end of her life. So that's why I continue to educate parents and teachers and kids and whoever I can really on the importance of this topic, because it's something that's going to stay around forever and it could lead to this. And there is a Casey Woody Foundation where they continue to advocate for online safety because they don't want other parents to go through the same thing that they went through. But just before I go, I needed to bring light to this because there's so much good that can come from this really, really tragic situation. And that's why I continue to really push for this topic. And I'll do so after being Miss Arkansas, maybe Miss America, but just as Ebony. And then again, if you would like any information, I would be over the moon to help in any way that I can. I post a lot of resources on all of my social media accounts. I'm on basically any and everything. So if you have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, TikTok, I'm on it. And I'm trying to spread the word about online safety. Again, there's my email and then my website. So if you need anything at all, please reach out. I'd love to help any way that I can. If you're interested in having me come to a school, which are like my favorite things to do, and talk to the kids, I would be over the moon to do that as well, and break down online safety to whatever grade level is listening. So again, if you're interested, just let me know. Also, the missarkansas.org website posts a lot of really great information on there as well to contact me and have me come to your school or any organization. But if you need anything at all, I would be happy to help. Again, this is just a blessing and an honor to be able to do this with you all today and talk about something that I care so much about. So now I guess if there are any questions, I would love to take them. They can be related to online safety, or if you want to talk about Miss America, I can do that too. Let me stop my share. There we go.
Ebony, I wanted to also say that in the chat, if they're able to access it, all of the resources that you mentioned, I linked in the chat. And then I'll be sending out this recording to everyone that registered. And I'm going to also include with that the slides that we showed. And I put a slide at the end of resources that also have the links that were shared here, as well as how to contact you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I'm trying to see. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that.
I kind of have a silly question. This is
Okay.
right. So does Megan know that you talk about her quite a bit?
I don't know. That's a great question. But possibly.
One day I'm going to meet a Megan and she's like, I know Ebony. We went to high school together. And I'm gonna be like, I know all about you.
Yes. But yes, I see her often, which is fun. Good question. Love that.
So I know for me, Ebony, I get a lot of questions from parents about, you
Yeah.
know, how to get that conversation started, even if you, I always feel like parents who either didn't grow up in the age of social media or maybe even being raised by their grandparents, I always feel like if they don't know
Mm.
about this, they don't feel like they don't feel comfortable talking to their kid about online, or they just take it away. What advice would you give to parents who may be feeling that way?
For me, I always tell parents that even if you feel uncomfortable initiating the conversation, just to start it, because at the end of the day, I think children will realize that you just care about their well-being and being safe, and trying to keep them safe in any way that you can. So I know that for me and for my mom, she's had the conversation with me, and it was a little awkward at first because I knew way more than she did about social media. But that's where I think you can have that connection, is by sharing the learning process together. And that's the first tip that I always give parents when they ask me about what is the number one thing that I should be doing. It's to be online with your child. So again, if I have an Instagram, my mom should have an Instagram. If I have a TikTok, she should have a TikTok. That way you learn the ins and outs together. But just trying to start the conversation, even if it's awkward or silly, that's usually the best way to start.
I think that's great advice.
Ebony, we have a question in the chat from Riley Bradford. She asked, are you excited for Miss America? And do you have confidence in winning?
Thank you, Riley. I am so excited for Miss America. This has been a really big dream of mine to just even be Miss Arkansas. So they did a really cool story on the news the other day that I've shared like 1,000 times all over my social media. But I am super excited. It's in a few weeks. The finals is December 15th. I leave for New York City on December the 8th, and then I'll head over to Connecticut with the rest of the girls in the 51 other states. But yes, I'm so excited, and I think I got a good shot. So I've been doing lots of preparing, lots of talent practice, interview, the whole 9 yards, but I'm just excited to even be there with the girls. Any other questions?
I do have another one.
Okay.
This is Ray again. So you told me once upon a time that you also talked in nursing homes. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what's different? Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just was kind of curious. Did your message differ at all? Like, what's the difference between talking to kids and talking to the elderly?
There's a huge difference. I think I've talked to just about every age group there is. I do. So again, I do a lot of schools and I do mostly elementary, but there are times where I get to do junior highs, middle schools, and high schools, which is also great. And the message differs for every single age group. When I'm talking to kindergartners, I usually give them 3 tips on being safe online. And it's usually to be kind, tell an adult if you see something that makes you uncomfortable, and then just a lot of other things for being online, and it differs for each age group. But for my nursing home people, we usually just talk about their questions about the online world because they're usually not as familiar with it, which is okay because they didn't grow up with it like we all did. So my message for them is to just understand the targeted ads that come at you online and what are scams and what are real. So a lot of the times we see them clicking on things that they shouldn't be because they just don't know that this isn't real. And that's where they get a lot of the targeted predators coming for them, is just for things that are scams. So my message for them is completely almost 180 from what it is to a kindergartner or a high school student.
That's super interesting. I think I would like to see you. I've seen you work with really young children, and I always thought if you weren't Miss Arkansas, I think I'd be recruiting you to be an elementary teacher for sure.
Yes, I love the kiddos. Oh, I see this. How long? Oh, thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that. How long have you been in pageants? How many have you won? Good question. I started this process a very long time ago. For the Miss America system, there is another kind of semi-system called the Princess Program. And it's basically a mentorship for girls ages 5 to 12. And there are some boys in there too for the princes, but it's basically for the girls ages 5 to 12. And you get to go on stage at Miss Arkansas and Miss Arkansas's Outstanding Teen and walk on stage with a Miss Arkansas candidate, and get to attend princess parties for a whole week. And that's what I was involved in when I was about 10 years old. I was Princess Miss University of Arkansas at the time. And this whole journey and process started for me when I was in elementary school and I was in 3rd grade. And I went to Eagle Heights in Harrison, Arkansas. And at the time, I had always felt a little different than my peers because if you know the history of Harrison, you know that it's not always been known as a very diverse place. So growing up in that setting, me and my brother and my sister were the only children of color in our entire school district at the time. So in 3rd grade, Miss Arkansas comes to my school. This was the year 2005. If you know who that was, it was Eudora Mosby. She was the 2nd Black Miss Arkansas. So when she came in and I saw her and I felt kind of her presence, and I felt like I was seen and I was valued and I was capable and I could do amazing things like Eudora could. That's what sparked my interest in the Miss America organization. And I dove in ever since then because I wanted to be like she was to me for every single person as Miss Arkansas. And since then, I also realized that school is extremely expensive and I was going to have to pay for it if I wanted to go. And the Miss Arkansas and the Miss America organization is the leading provider of scholarships for young women in the entire United States. So throughout my 5 years competing, I have won a little over $73,000 in scholarship, which completely covered my undergraduate and graduate degree. So it's been a really cool journey to be where I am today, and everything that kind of led up to it. And then to go to Miss America is just even icing on the cake, and it's just a dream. Thank you. Flippin'. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I've not been to Flippin' yet, but I know exactly where it is because I used to go through there to get to Mountain Home. But I'd love to come to Flippin'. I was in Yellville last week.
One of the things that I like that you talked about was the positives of social media and online, that we have to act with caution and things like that. Can you speak a little bit more to how that has benefited you? And maybe that can be something that some of our participants could hear about as well.
Yes, social media is not all bad, which is really incredible. And there are so many people and so many organizations that I would not be a part of if it weren't for social media and finding the groups that care about the same thing that I do. So I know social media is a huge platform that's full of a lot of dangerous things and things that I'm trying to combat as Ebony and as Miss Arkansas and the leader of an organization. But social media is so amazing for so many other reasons. Again, learning different things online, taking those things that you see into the classroom as a teacher or as a parent into your home, and putting in different ways to do things just from learning from social media, and then connecting with people who are like-minded and who care about stopping online predators and teaching children how to stay safe online. So that's the really great thing about social media, is you get to connect with people. And that's what I think we're all trying to do on social media. And then just, of course, stay up to date with our friends and family.
What I think is always neat about that question, Ebony, is, together, like, we talk about the dangers online, but we met each other through
Yeah.
social media. And so that's, it kind of opened the door for us to have this collaboration, even for us to be here today. And shoot, we advertised this entire event through social media, which is why a lot of you are here. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, social media is not all bad. There's some greatness to it too. I do have a TikTok. There is a Miss Arkansas TikTok, and then there is an Ebony Mitchell TikTok. And they're both public, which is really fun. And my TikTok is mainly around Miss Arkansas stuff. So I do a lot of the glamorous side of Miss Arkansas on TikTok that most people see, the gorgeous gowns and dresses and outfits and the prep for Miss America and all those really cool things. And then sometimes what my day looks like, which is very diverse of what I do in different areas of the state, which is really cool.
Well, Ebony, I want to wrap things up, and I want to thank you for being here tonight and sharing your platform and your positivity and sharing kind of what the life is like for you right now as Miss Arkansas. So thank you so much for sharing that as well. I have a few last minute things I want to follow up with everyone before we get going.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're muted, Kirsten.
Let me share my screen. I muted someone else and muted myself at the same time. So give me a second.
And while you're doing that, I also have a children's book coming out about online safety. So it'll be available for pre-order. I just got the pages back a couple of days ago. So if you need another resource for teaching children how to be safe online while also reading to them, I can help you with that too.
Yeah,
well, stay in touch.
Yeah, as soon as you post that on social media, you're gonna have to let us know. And we all want a signed copy. That's what everybody here wants to know, is like, how do we get a signed copy?
Yes, we will do that. We'll do that.
Yes, for my future grandchildren. I'm speaking it to existence. All right, so let me go ahead and share with everyone, and we'll close today out. I am okay. Apologize for this. I'm having a little bit of a moment.
No worries.
There we go. Okay. So as Ebony shared, we have resources for parents, teachers, and students. You can go to smactalk.info for that information. Also, as she shared, she has a great relationship with the Office of Attorney General Leslie Rutledge here in Arkansas, and we are going to have their office with us on December 5th, where they're going to share some parent guidance on the latest apps in online safety. Since you had registered for this, you'll automatically get a reminder of this and that it's upcoming, and we'd love to have you attend. Additionally, after December 5th, on January 9th, 2023, we will have Connor Hagan, former FBI agent, on the topic of sextortion. And then February 6, 2023, Scott Augenbaum from the who is the author of The Secret to Cybersecurity, a simple plan to protect your family and business from cybercrime. Additionally, if you want to sign up for our Smack Talk newsletter and did not do that when you registered, you can sign up for our newsletter, which shares all kinds of information regarding social media awareness at smactalk.info/newsletter. And if you have any other questions or would like to contact someone regarding our Smack Talk initiative, please contact Daniel Collier at daniel.collier@ade.arkansas.gov. Again, thank you so much. We appreciate your attendance. We also appreciate Ebony for being here today. And we have all of our fingers crossed. We have all of our good luck charms ready and waiting. And we are confident in your success as Miss America.
Thank you.
I also want to let you know that I'll be sharing this slideshow with everyone tonight when I send out the recording sometime tomorrow. And I'll have all the links that Ebony shared, as well as her contact information. Thank you guys so much for attending tonight. We look forward to seeing you at our future parent webinars.
Yes, thank you so much.